So arriving in Menmetsu Airport, it's in the town of Ozora, which is half an hour's drive, let's say, from the main city of Kitami. The access to the Kitami was opened up with the JR Hokkaido Sakihoku main line on October 19th, 1910. And the town at that time was called Notsuke-shi. And so there actually are 3 stations in Kitami itself now. There's also some bus company and intercity and outer-city buses. So driving through the countryside, of course, the airport's located in a flat area, and we drive into the city. Now, of course, the climate for Kitami is really totally different depending on the season. For 3 or 4 months of the year, it's covered in snow. But in this case, it's in August, and in August, the record temperature is actually 37 degrees Celsius. The average is 26 degrees Celsius. So it's really quite comfortable and warm. And the average low is temperature at night is around 16 degrees. The record low is 6 degrees. Must have been really cold. There's rain throughout the whole season as well. And you can see, coming into Kitami, this humid continental climate with relatively warm winters and warm summers and cold winters. I guess it's all relative, but extremely cold. The coldest month of January is an average of -15. So compared to some parts of the world, it's still warm, but it's really cold. So we have this mixed climate, and therefore, when it gets really snow, you see these metal barriers to stop the wind bringing all the snowdrifts onto the road, which is very important for travel. We're going to visit the Hokkaido Museum of Northern Peoples and meet the director, the curator. This is a thematic display across the museum. This is located in the northern part of Hokkaido. In Abashiri. It's in the middle of a forest. And it's located above around the 45th parallel. That's the definition of northern people. Museum of Northern Peoples. As we've seen from the videos, there's really a range of a city and largely a lot of empty land and empty roads. You can see some shrines on the side of a road, and not just for very traumatic events, but for a range of life and death events. So let's talk a little bit about Kitami as we drive. There are many sub-districts in Hokkaido. The total population of Kitami city is about 120,000. The tree symbol is the Japanese yew, the flower chrysanthemum. There is a website, www.city.kitami.lg .jp for local government. So there are 62,000 households, a density of 83 persons per square kilometer. In 1872, the village of Notsuke Shimura was founded, and then it was given a kanji character. Remember the Ainu people living here before, and gradually the colonization of Hokkaido meant... Okay, this is a memorial.
Okay, so those who work here to making a road, more than 700 people have worked to make a road. But many people who living here are told that those who are against the law or sinners are creating a law, but actually some of them have worked for making a freedom for Japan. So they are sent from mainland Japan to Hokkaido, which has no law to create that kind of a fundamental law was created by them. So we just met mayors in Abashiri city. He told that in history, learning from a textbook have never told that kind of story. But actual story was made by them instead of Tonden here, which is a sign to create that farm, road, anything else was recorded in the text. But they are first persons to make the road for where we are using.
So it's some slave labor. And these monuments here are...
Here is an actual tomb that we don't know who they are. So unnamed person without being known by family members are put in the body after dying. So we don't know how many people, even though it may more than 700 people are dying because of sick, hunger, illness, and so on. But this was memory of a chain tomb because they walked with a chain as a
prisoner.
Prisoners. So yes, we came from Abashiri.
Chain gang. And this also, so these are tombs for unknown workers. This is between Kitami and Asahi.
It is mentioned that 1,500 people worked to make the road from April to December for short time period. About 163 kilometers road was made by them, but more than 200 people died because of that hard work. It was done in 1891.
1897, is it? Yeah. So it's a memorial to the chain gang labor for opening up Hokkaido. You can see a number of tombs here. This is driving south of Kitami on the way to Akan National Park. You can see in the winter they've prepared here the ski slopes. no markers all around Hokkaido. Coming from the Kitami direction, come across Ainu a village. There's a mixture. Turtles. This is a canoe. Kotan's treat. This is an owl. Carvings. Protective animals. So it looks like a whale and a boat. How about piers? Communication. Akan-Mashu. Some knowledge about decorative Ainu patterns used on clothes. This is about the Ainu people, the Ainu traditional dance, there's theatre. It's about the artist, Oyama. Dancing the beer. Different craft shops, carvers. Amongst the shops, this is the shop of Mr. Nishida. Chief Nishida is selling various souvenirs. These are photos I've taken of the owls in the winter. Owl is a holy animal. But outside, they do a bike tour. And in the winter, they have a spike tire. Snow for 4 months of a year. Many souvenirs. So many carvings, wood carvings. So this is a handmade folk craft and traditional. So here you can have your name carved onto the necklace. Each one is handcrafted and they have a different face. Many different carvings, all made of wood. Some beautiful woodwork. Owls are very important. They give a call when the bear is coming. Bear is catching a salmon. Seals also used. This is the shop. The people coming. Tours, looking around. Hokkaido. Everything that can be is made of wood. This is craft. So this is next to Akan Lake. It's cloudy at the moment. The water is clear. This is a national park between Kitami and Kushiro. The water is a bit cold to go swimming. There are many hotels here on the Lake Akan. People come to see nature. So the Ainu community was living here through prehistory. So the tourism is one of the big industries. Akan-Mashu National Park is located in the middle of eastern Hokkaido. Designated in 1934, it's Hokkaido's most historic national park. Its vast and diverse landscape is composed of powerful volcanoes, ancient forests, numerous hot springs, and beautiful lakes, both large and small. Also, the park is rich with a fascinating culture of the Ainu people. Encompassing 11 distinct municipalities, the park contains countless attractions for every kind of tourist, according to the guide. Whether you enjoy abundant natural splendor, unique local cuisine, or cultural diversity, Akan-Mashu National Park can offer a wide variety of experiences that visitors will never forget. So there is an onsen, a number of onsens. There are also lakes, and one of the easiest ways which people get around Hokkaido is renting a car. Unlike much of Japan, where there are very regular suburban train services and bus services, it's a bit more challenging. There of course are bus services, but a great deal of tourists and visitors choose to rent a car to be able to get to sea. They can stop in the forest, as we have done. You can see rivers. You never know what's going to come about on the side of a road. And it's really ready for lots of adventure and really peace and serenity that you can't find everywhere at all. In the forests, northern Hokkaido. This is a mixed forest that has large undercover. Some of the plants we can eat, some of the flowers and seed. These are large leaf one. We can make eat the stalks. Some of the trees fallen over. Small gate. There's a river. In the forests in Hokkaido, got a lot of deer. There's some bears, there's owls, foxes. Many animals are living here. So you can see here the stalks, which one you can eat. The leaf is large. Small clearing in the forest here. And in the forest we can see the river. Akan-Mashu. A lot of fog. So this is a lake. It's a volcano. So small. You can see further down the hill. There's a snow marker. And grass here. Different types of plants. It's above the forest line. You can tell there's a lot of moisture here. It's cold. Good way to spread your seeds. It feels like it could be ice. It feels like ice. It's really cold. People are enjoying nature. Akan National Park. Abashiri. The mountains we cannot see. We're going to Abashiri in that direction. You can see that's the north. You can see different flowering structures. Plants trying to get up. But you can also see the extreme nature of the climate. It's just been too cold, too severe for these trees. Certainly not a shortage of water. Fog all the time and rain. So this is Akan National Park. From the lake and the volcano. Mountain hydrangea. It's wild.
トリカブト。
どの花？
この紫の。
紫の花？
これこれ。
Purple flower called
Is-
Torikabu.
アイヌはこれを矢の先につけて熊を殺したの。いう。
And there's bee in it as well. And so it's to the bee poison for the bears.
トリカブト。
Ainu use top of the
人間も死ぬんです。
And see, the bee is going inside each flower, flower by flower. It's going to the next flower now.
これでよく仲悪い夫婦はご主人を殺したり奥さんを殺したりするんですよ。
Oh dear, that's not good. So it's a medicinal herb that can be used for
生け
killing.
花にも使うんですけどね。最も注意しなきゃ危険なものだから。
It's a dangerous
取った
plant.
とこの梅雨がね。
Yeah. So it's dangerous because of its strong toxicity. Akan National Park, different trees and plants. So from the lake we come to Akan. In Akan National Park we have the live mountain, Mount Yon. It is a volcano. Smell is very strong, sulfur. You can see pyroclastic flows have occurred in this area. It's still active. Hot spring. It is hot. It is boiling hot. It's coming out in smush. You can see the rocks, the sulfur keep out. The vents of sulfur. Beautiful. In the background is forest. Very strong smell of sulfur. The hot water is coming out. This is an onsen, but live. Yo. From a distance you could see, but now here's just steam. Yet there are forests. People are enjoying coming to the hot spring. Another form of terrestrial biodiversity. So Mount Sulphur is a literal translation. Yep. There are good reasons to keep out of here. But still we're lucky we can be allowed to go so close. Some personal responsibility is required not to burn yourself in the hot spring. Mount Sulphur. Pressure inside the earth, forcing out the hot water. It is hot. Yep. It is hot, don't be crazy. It's boiling hot. Into the center of the earth. Coming out, the hot spring. The sulfur crystals. Pressure. There is the boundary of the sulfur and then the mountain ecosystem. Eon Mountain, Sulphur Mountain, part of Akan National Park. This is the fate. If you're born on the green side or you're born in hell. This is the way that life is. Our destiny is not decided. The high sulfur content from this flow makes it difficult for some plants to survive, so after another century they will grow and eventually the forest will regenerate. The volcanic soil brings a lot of nutrients. So you can see these trees are the beginnings of a forest for visitors who will come back many years in the future. These will be green, and who knows, the volcano may have decided to flow out in another direction. Gradually we have a succession of land ecologically. So the entrance, there are actually two valleys on this side, both of which you can walk to. And you can see the vegetation being trained. They're training the river for the flow of water, and the small pine trees and the main road. So as we leave the village in the center of Akan National Park, with the people having their crafts and the shops and the show, which is also kind of exciting for us to see, the Lost Kamuru by Akan UK is a Ainu ancient ceremonial dance, contemporary dance. It's one of the shows. The Ainu believe that animals and plants, as well as water, fire and wind, have a soul. They also believe that each of these living beings and elements are a kami, or god, or spirit. A notable example of this is the Hokkaido wolf, which is known by the Ainu as the protecting god, Hokkaido. This special kami taught the Ainu how to hunt and sometimes helps the Ainu. From the Meiji era, however, the Hokkaido wolf started to dwindle in number, and they were eventually wiped out. This lost god, Hokkaido, is brought to life in the stage in the Akan forest with digital imagery. So in this world of kami, the spirits, we can see some have been feared and revered for generations by the Ainu. Now, the forests have given way to farmland and countryside. This area used to be producing 70% of the world's mint in the Kitami area. But still there are some forests, and the national park provides a sanctuary for those wishing to come to the forest. So there's a lot of activities to see, both from the national park area, walking in the forest. Of course, in the summer it's a completely different scene to in the winter. In the winter it's very cold. There needs to be snowshoes, snowmobiles and skis. Though actually many tourists come to see snow, especially from Southeast Asia where snow is not common. As we get higher we can see some of the pretty lakes. The lakes provide, of course, fishing and other recreation uses, and a very important source of water. As you can see from the overcast areas, there is water. The island we can see is Nakajima Island. It's in the middle of the Lake Kuharu, and this is in the Akan-Mashu National Park. So there's a mixture here of farming. You will see cows occasionally as we pass, but also various other crops are grown in the summer. Solar cells here provide a source of energy. They're fixed in this case. It is cheaper to be fixed, so sometimes the sun doesn't exactly align. At the high latitudes, there is quite a large movement of sun, but the majority of the time it is in the south, of course. As we drive along the roads, the transportation system, as we talked about earlier, has a very interesting and somewhat sad history. You wouldn't imagine that 150 years ago this was really totally forested and undeveloped, lived by the indigenous people, the Ainu, and of course there were fisher folk. The fisher folk around the sea of Okhotsk, it is facing the north. It provides a great deal of fish. The cold waters are very nutrient rich. There are also many shells and scallops. Some of this is actually estuary, which provides very abundant shell beds for fish and shells. So as we drive here along the coast towards the west, we've driven from the Akan National Park through the countryside up to the ocean side and the estuaries. Now this area is also a great place for summer recreation. And one of the purposes of this field trip was to prepare for the forthcoming 2020 Youth Peace Ambassadors Training Workshop and Summit, which will be held along the coast here in the training center. There is a good infrastructure, as you can see, and quite a easy access from the Metsu airport. Of course, there are also options to come by boat from Tokyo to Hokkaido. These ferries are not that expensive, and sleeping ferries, so that's another option for the adventurism. If you want to actually come cheaper than the train trip, you can come on the ferry. Some discount airlines actually are just as cheap, so that's another option. So there is plenty of access to Hokkaido, and we can really see here quite a transformed landscape. This is what colonization does. But of course we're accessing it because of this fact. But we need to pay respects to all the people who live their lives here and the many animals. You can see the markers for the snow on the side. The snow is 2 or 3 meters in the winter, but let's go in the summer. So this is on the ocean. The name of the place?
Nepal Kitami here.
Nepal Kitami.
So they're doing barbecue, we can observe too.
So opposite the hostel is the sea, the estuary and sea aerobics. There are insects. You can see here people driving along the road. They can walk along the beach. In the winter, there are icebergs on the sea. But in the summer, it's pleasant, maybe 20 degrees. evening. This is a luxury. This is the food for 3 people. Oysters. Scallops. I can't eat, I can just take photograph. Wow. Just lighting the flame underneath.
こちらのお鍋ですね。こちらカニと昆布のしゃぶしゃぶですね。こちらの緑の器のポン酢のつけだれにつけてお食べください。こっちどっちもいいんですか？どっちもかぶりますので。こちらが海鮮チャウダーシチューですね。焦げ付きやすいので下に当たることの点でかき混ぜながら。
In the morning, this is just after sunrise. You can see some of the countryside around the port city of Mametsu. It's called Sakaura. Sakaura is a small shrine. This is lastly a fishing village. Houses are built with really good insulation. There's a variety of directions of the solar panels. The buildings are built for the winter. It's a fishing village. In the morning, we see the fishermen coming back from the ocean. This is the Okhotsk Sea of Japan. The activities in the fishing village occur in the early morning or overnight. The wonderful fish that we saw comes from the ships. Fishermen coming back from a night on the ocean. Let's see what we got. Fishing village video unloading the ship. So here they are sorting the scallop shells. These are the empty shells. And here they're sorting out. Sort of the rubbish coming off. Wow. So many scallops have been caught. This is in the morning. It is 4:30. It's really interesting. So the scholarship has come in, that's where the scallops came from. These are really large scallops. feeds them in to the machine, and they sort them. So out the end come the clean scallop shells. Just walking in the sneakers. I take off the rubbish and the broken ones. Not much. So this takes all the mess off the scallops. They're pumping, washing it in seawater. And she's ready to take it away to the cool room. So this is a scallop port. So the sea ships, the scallop ships are coming back in, working freshly, and they'll take the scallops to the market. So this is the hive of industry here in the morning. That's what you can get to see if you get up before 5 o'clock in the morning. You can see the, probably by 5 I'll be finished everything. Sunrise here in August is at 4:40. Means they can really get their work done early. The office is open, the truck is ready. This is the cool storage facility. We have another ship processing over here. So these fishermen are working early. Fish sorting and fishing. Another group of scallops over here. This is another machine. They're bringing in so many scallops. People are sorting. You can see these scallop shells are ready to go. It's completely full. Going to fill another one soon. This one is right on the pier. You can see the ships coming in. We're not far at all from the boat, and the truck, and then sorting and cleaning the scallops. Juice. It's all organic. Main road. The whole business of this town is fishing. This is a fishing town. They go fishing. People trying to grow the vegetables in the summer. Covers on the chimney from the snow for many months of the year. Children's playground. Boats of all types were used. There was the Momoru culture, thousands of years, has been fishing shells in the estuaries and the bays here. an archaeological museum as well in this vicinity, just behind the buildings. This is a plum tree. The plums are nice and quite edible. Wild plum. Just wasted on the ground here. So guess what's breakfast? There's plums. Enough scallops yesterday. Archaeological site for Tokyo University, a research center on the archaeological digging here of Mamuru culture. Unfortunately, we can't see. It's too early, 5:30 in the morning. It's raining a bit. The power of life. So one can imagine people living here thousands of years ago, and now excavation. There's some mosses growing around. Fortune favors the brave. This is the research center. There's a lot of mold in the forest. Oh, thank you. That's the Archaeological Museum. A large complex. Complex have students here and researchers living, learning more about the archaeology of the Okhotsk people. Fishing boats have changed, but they're still interested in the fish. So it's quite a large complex, also made into a picnic area, so people can enjoy the forest. This is, remember, just next to the ocean. Some models of the houses here. So it's a different house design to the ones that we saw in Nibutani. Smells like the fire has been on recently.
Yeah, smoky.
And there's a quite large place. Okay, so you can see the construction here with strings. Small fire. The wood is strong and a good supply of firewood is stored here, and that's what they've been using. They can chop the wood in here, so the ashes are still warm.
So this is making jerky.
Making jerky and drying the salmon above the fire.
Each family here.
Each family has a different house. Post hole, oven, plan of his pit dwelling. 11th to 12th century AD. This largest pit dwelling in this maybe 15 to 30 people lived in here.
So this way people discovered the land, then remodel little by little.
Oh, so this is what it was looking like. There's a pit house, so we make a slight pit, and then they have reconstructed. So you can see the way that it's constructed with posts, trying to give us a sense of how this village was constructed. Of course, the trees, many of the trees here that grow here would not be here, but different trees would be here. Reconstructed poles of a pit dwelling. Late Saint-Simon period. So this is a small one. 5 to 10 people living in this pit dwelling. And so in the middle they have a fire to keep warm and also to dry the fish, smoke fish. There's a lot of pit dwellings in this area that have been excavated. So this village has been here for 1,000 years. Small creek. This is the summer. It's a bit chilly and rainy, so one can imagine the snow in the winter. This is an entrance to the house, providing some 6 by 6 meters. You see a place for the fire. 3 by 3, 1 or 2 people lived in this dwelling, and they have a wood on the sides. Well, there's lots of wood that would have been available to them. Tokoro town is now part of Kitami city, and we met the mayor, Abashiri, who is Abashiri, who grew up here, and he talked a lot about our culture. People are still living here, and as we saw, fishing is still the major livelihood. Children.
You want to put the face here? Take a photo?
Okay. This is Tokoro Museum. 240 yen for the group. It's even open in the winter. We're getting some tourists coming in the winter, people from Southeast Asia who love to see the snow for the first time, and ice will come to this completely different world where you can see icebergs on the coast that's over there. So through this video we have seen Kitami city, the area of Kitami, and some of the areas which we will be coming back to in August 2020 with the Youth Peace Ambassadors Training Workshop, YPA 20, and the Indigenous Leaders Global Summit, with a range of activities which we can explore both inside and outside and getting to know each other. We've seen there are sad history in Hokkaido of colonization, exploitation of prisoners and the chain gangs, yet also very exciting countryside. We can see solar cells, we can see barriers to stop the strong winds in the winter, but in the summer, very comfortable temperatures, 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Maybe at night you may need a cardigan. So please come and see Hokkaido. It's a wonderful place. It does have rain, it's green, but it's lots of sun as well. So quite exciting as we are approaching this workshop.